we start by talking about how you did the sound check this morning?
Uh-huh.
So every day before we start this podcast, we do a little sound check to make sure the microphones are working.
Uh-huh.
And Bruce likes to play a game where he says hilarious things in the microphone and he whispers them so that we can make sure they're working.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say today?
It's top secret. I can't tell you.
Yes, you can.
I was singing the
He
song.
was singing a song.
Well, when we were doing the videos for the workouts, you said through the window.
I said through the window, yes.
And then it hit me. Through the window!
But it's to the window.
Oh, is it? I don't even know what it is. To the wall! You know the rest of the song. I probably don't even know the words. I could just hear it. But yeah.
That was the funniest soundtrack I think we've had.
Mm-hmm.
That cracked me up. All right, so this is podcast 25.
Are you sure?
Yes, because Evan was talking about how everybody should go back and listen to 24.
Okay.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are on, it's January 5th, and we are on day 5.
5 goes into 25 5 times.
Correct.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it is 2025. And this is the 25th podcast on the 5th.
What?
It's math. Yes.
Oh my
it's a big deal. Are you going to be okay? Or did I just blow your mind?
I don't know, man. That is so wild. I don't know why. I'm going to have to let that sink in throughout the day.
Let it marinate a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll probably.
It's exciting.
Man. Okay. You've just rambled for almost 2 minutes. We've lost our 5 people that follow us.
All right. So we're going to get going.
We're up to 250 subscribers.
That's also, we have at least that many people doing this challenge with us, which is really exciting. We'll have to update and look and see how many we got at this point.
This is off subject, but I was listening to somebody about doing podcasts and all that stuff, and Mr. Beast.
Very popular, like number one.
And he's like
YouTube guy.
Nobody's going to follow, nobody's going to listen. Mm-hmm. If you get some people that check it out, you're doing more than most. You need to do 100 plus.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it'll keep growing. It'll keep growing, and
Hiller says the same thing.
And you'll affect people, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to keep going. But hey, we got 250 subscribers.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And like you said, it says 250 plus doing the challenge, which I think is probably more.
Well, it's residual. So they don't send us like a notice on how many we have. It's a couple days behind, but it keeps growing.
We should be close to 300 is what I'm thinking.
It should be. And I think there are probably some people that didn't realize like married couples. They bought like one book and then they went, oh no, this is a workbook and we each need our own. Yeah. So that was something that people didn't quite get, which is they're figuring out. So, yeah.
So the topic today, we have a major topic, and then we're going to touch on something towards the end. So hybrid.
There's a lot going on in the fitness space about sort of like what kind of athlete people are. And people like to categorize themselves a little bit. Like, I'm a runner, I'm a CrossFitter. I do Spartan, I do high rocks, I do a lot, I do these different things, but really there's one word that kind of encompasses what we're trying to accomplish.
What's that?
I would say hybrid.
Okay.
And so you'll see this a lot if you're watching YouTube, if you're on Instagram, any kind of social media or the news, the word hybrid athlete is sort of like the buzzword.
Yes.
In all the different spaces. And a lot of the high level competitive CrossFitters are kind of moving in that direction a little bit.
Yeah. So our LLC is Fortress Fitness. That's how we've always opened. We are CrossFit Fortress. We are a CrossFit affiliate.
We are now a High Rocks affiliate also.
We're always going to be a CrossFit affiliate.
Yeah.
We are a High Rocks affiliate. We have strength training, specific strength training classes. So we have that 3 trifecta. And when you say endurance and stuff like that, I think we want to get into some of the running side of stuff. That's later down the road. We want to do some ultras and stuff like that. But the importance of what I'm trying to say is you have to evolve. And when we...
Do you know what my word for 2025 is?
What?
Evolve. Okay. That's the word I picked for myself.
Okay. Evolve.
Yeah.
But you got excited.
I did get excited.
Sorry, I didn't
get excited. Evolve isn't your word for 2025.
No.
I've already picked mine.
But I love that word. I really do. Because what I'm trying to say is when someone walks through our doors, I don't go, all right, get ready for the CrossFit Games.
No, that's not where we're going with this, despite what people think.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that don't walk through the doors of CrossFit gyms because that's what they think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Is that someone is going to have them doing things they are either A, afraid to do, or B, they have no interest in doing.
And if that's what you want to do, excellent. I can help you get there. Mm-hmm. If you want to do a Spartan and be the best that you are, we can help you get there. If you want to run an ultra, we can help you get there. If you want to run a high rocks, we can help you get there. A lot of these things are just, we put them together in a sense because we asked ourselves the major question. What do we want to provide for our customers, and what do our customers want? At the end of the day, they want to get fit, they want to get healthy, they want to look good, they want to be fast, they want to be strong, and they want to do it for longevity.
That's the big key.
So, yes, and I think all these people that like say, sit it and forget it, gets watered down. It gets, I don't want to, nothing we ever do is boring. But what I'm trying to say is I want people to have options, and I want to be able to get them to wherever they want to go. And that word is a big word right now, the hybrid. Man, listen, this is functional fitness.
It is.
Power, speed, strength, endurance, doing everything at the highest level. You call it whatever you want. I call it fitness.
You know, I think part of the idea of like the hybrid was sort of where CrossFit did a lot more running when we first started. There weren't quite as many, like we didn't have the Echo bikes. We definitely didn't have assault bikes. There were no C2 bikes. There were like some rowers, but really there were only two forms of like cardio. You were either rowing or you were running. Definitely not skiers anywhere. But it was a little bit more of an endurance slant. And it's kind of evolved. It's definitely more gymnasticsy, more technical lifting, and heavier. And so where I think a lot of people liked it, they liked that old school style, a little bit more endurance, definitely get stronger, and get to do it with the community. It was more what we would have called a hybrid kind of thing.
Yeah, and the funny part is like, so now we're calling it these names. And we're a CrossFit affiliate, we're a High Rocks affiliate, we do strength.
Well, a lot of it's what we've always done.
But that's what we're saying. We've always done this. You know, but it's cool now because you see some more focused training, and if people want that, we give it. But we always do that. If a customer comes in and like, they don't know what a squat snatch is.
Most people don't care about a squat snatch. It's just not something people care
about. If they do, we have that available to program. If they don't, we always say we have like a boot camp version. You know, people are snatching with a dumbbell. You know what I mean? I mean, there's always been so many types of options to go and give someone so they have a great workout. We've been doing that the whole time. So a lot hasn't really changed.
I think that identifying things correctly is important so that you can stay current in the space so people know what are you doing. And a lot of times like that idea of, we talk about like scaling things, and scaling people for some reason think is like a bad thing, but scaling doesn't mean it goes down in difficulty necessarily. It just means that you're doing something differently to preserve a stimulus, really. Right. And that's kind of where like the idea of like the boot camp type things. Like if you don't really want to do snatches, you can do dumbbell snatches, you could do plate ground to overhead. We can make the workout plenty hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where we have some of those options like that A and B with our programming, where like, it's not that A or B, one is less difficult than the other. They're different depending on what you want.
And that's the funny thing about what I say we've been doing, because we keep intensity.
Oh,
like with an A, it's going to be heavy CrossFit bias. And if someone can't do that style of workout, they go into the B. For example, if they can't do toes to bar,
we still want them working their core hard.
V-ups, hanging knee raises.
Elbows.
If they can't do really good, snatches, they're moving a light dumbbell. So they're creating the intensity and they're getting a workout, which is so important. Maybe that client wants to stay there and just get faster at that type of stuff, or maybe they want to progress to the higher level, but you have the choice. If you don't have the choice, it seems like it can be heavy biased of making someone do something that they really have no intention of doing,
or they don't have the mobility to do.
Yeah,
that's another
there's a
big
lot
deal.
Of factors.
A long time ago, I feel like we did a lot of things that maybe we weren't ready for. We didn't have the mobility or the stability to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember so many days. I don't know about you. My shoulders ached because I was trying to put heavy loads in poor positions.
Yeah.
And I feel like one thing we do a really good job of is working on positions, mobility, and giving people the right movements, at least giving them the right suggestions for movements so that they can still get a great workout and not hurt themselves.
100%. And the way we program and do all this stuff is what I think when you have that trifecta of stuff that we do, what really matters: squat, pull, push, hinge, press, in any form that I can get someone to do safely. They can progress, they can get better, they have better movements, they have better mobility. And there's so many ways to do that. And that's why I believe, and I do like the term hybrid, because I think that's kind of how we operate. You know, Mondays are heavy CrossFit.
Mondays are heavy CrossFit, and we have strength classes.
Mondays strength class,
CrossFit, and then a strength class option.
Tuesday, you have some strength.
It's some strength. It's a little bit more. That one leans more hybrid.
More hybrid.
Yes, so it's really a combination of.
You got some endurance stuff. You got some CrossFit-esque type of stuff, but it's really a mixed bag, and it flows together well.
It does flow together really well.
Wednesday, solid full body strength across the board.
And those ones are fun.
Yeah, and we like the odd objects, the sleds.
What's your favorite odd object?
The sled.
You like the sled best?
I love the sled.
I like the sandbag.
Of course you do. Yeah, I'm a sled guy. I love the sled.
Do you like? But what kind of do you want to push it? I like the hand over hand rope pull.
I love the push and the pull. I love the sled. It is such a great tool.
It is.
If someone has the opportunity to have a sled at home,
I think the ones that we have here is the easiest. Those slice sleds.
Yeah.
I think they're not quite as heavy as the big ones.
Yeah.
They store really well.
Yeah.
Rogue, I think, makes far and away the best equipment.
Yeah. And so that was Wednesday. So Thursday, we're going full high rocks. So you have that type
that is a very endurance
training.
Yes. And I don't want to say I hate saying low skill CrossFit.
Yeah.
But they are movements that most people can do.
Yeah.
Coming in the door.
Endurance, carries, push, pull, wall balls, things like that.
If you're new to our gym or our programming, I feel like Thursday is a day you should not skip.
Yeah.
Because it's really a great day because it doesn't have those high skill components.
Yeah.
And you can really start getting in great shape.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, are great days. And the way they're back to back, I really like it because you have that full body strength Wednesday.
Yeah.
Even Tuesday is more endurance based, mixture of CrossFit, hybrid type stuff. Then you're back to a full body strength.
Yep.
And then you're endurance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Friday we go back into the CrossFit world and we usually do some type of
Olympic or
overhead press or something like that.
And we have a strength class.
Yep. And then Saturday is a mixture, kind of that hybrid again.
Tuesday stuff,
and a lot of team partner stuff and high endurance and not high skill, some carries, some boxes, some running, all that kind of good stuff. It just really flows properly.
You know what people have been saying when they come in and they're coming from a different gym environment, whether it was a recent one or they've been out of the game for 6 months or whatnot, and they come in and they're like, man, you guys do a lot of core work.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Because truly, when we went to our first L1s, they always said, and I didn't get it right at first, a long time ago, I was like, what do they really mean by that? Core to extremity.
Yeah.
But your midline, man, is it
important.
Where
the power
all the power is radiating from out there, and also keeps you safe. You got a wiggly midline.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to make some joints hurt.
Yeah. It's not just here. It's the lower back and the hamstrings.
Yep.
Those areas, and we do a lot of that with accessory work and that type of stuff.
It's really more important than people know.
Yeah, and we tell our members all the time, you really have to pay attention to how it's programmed. And I was going to say something. Even on a Thursday, if that was your day off, you could come in and do that style of workout.
As active recovery.
Active recovery, yep. Very light for 20 minutes if you wanted to, for 30 minutes, for 40, whatever you feel up to flush that body. Because I'm a big proponent, we are, of one active recovery day and then a complete off day.
Go do something. Go get ready for your week. Go relax. Go recharge.
It just helps me when I move, and so I'm not stiff because I'm older. You know, everybody's
really old.
Everybody's different, but it works extremely well for me. So
let's talk about what is the ideal. Like, if you're going to work out all week, what does that look like ideally for someone who's if you have the opportunity to choose which classes or which things that you want to do on the programming?
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
So a couple things I would say. I'm a pretty big.
Like, what would you pick personally if you're like, this is perfect for Bruce Thomas? Or, I mean, and that's obviously, you probably think that's ideal for everyone. So what would you do?
Well, I've transitioned.
Yeah.
So now I would say 2 strength days.
Okay.
The other 4, 2 high endurance and a couple of CrossFit mixture. The high endurance with the hybrid, high rocks type of stuff.
Yeah.
Previously, you have to CrossFit to compete. You got to lift heavy. So it would probably be flipped.
Gotcha.
But for me, that's more ideal. And what I was going to say, if someone is heavier and wants to lose weight, you know what I'm saying? Like, theirs might be different. You still, I mean,
we build muscle in the gym. We burn calories outside.
I know. I don't want to get into the weeds.
Yeah. Don't get weedy.
Strength is still builds endurance and helps lose weight, but more so of that high rocks hybrid for them, because they're moving, they're burning calories. We still have strength elements in there. They need to be more heavy that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like the 3 days on, you know, take a day off and 2 days on. I mean, I like that mentality.
I like that mentality too.
You know, now if you just pushed really hard and you were sore, you could take 2 days on, take a day off, and 3. You could flop it. But I like that. But I like the 3 days on in active recovery. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to come in here to do active recovery. That could be a hike. That could be a walk. That could be getting your steps in all at one time.
Yeah.
Just moving and flushing. Because I think when people are sore, they don't move and they don't stretch.
And then you feel worse.
Yeah. So for us, we active recovery, we sauna, and we stretch.
Yeah.
And man, those are huge. So I mean, that's ideally what I like for people. But you asked me, 2 days full body strength, 2 days CrossFit, and then some of the hybrid high rocks type stuff. Because even that hybrid, like we have high endurance in there.
We do.
So you're getting that. So you can't really go wrong. For me, I think that's the longevity portion. I'm not maxing or going for crazy weights or doing that anymore. That's not me. Now, am I going to do a 5x5 back squat or 4x6? Well, of course I am. But I'm just not getting crazy.
Yeah.
Stay just strong enough to
do what you want.
To do what I want.
Do you have like numbers in your head where, like, I've got some numbers in my head. Like, I know that I always want to be able to do a power clean at this weight. I know that I always want to be able to run a mile at least at this level. And sometimes you get heavier than that, and sometimes you get faster than that, depending on what phase of life you're in. But do you have some numbers in your head that you like to keep?
Of course I do, because I'm a CrossFit nut.
I know. What are your numbers? I know my numbers.
Yeah.
What are your numbers?
Well, I mean, you ask as a power clean.
Yeah, what's your power clean? What do you always want to be able to power?
Well, what I'm trying to say, I'm not talking about a max power clean.
No. I'm just saying, like,
always gonna need to be able to power clean 185.
Okay, so that was gonna be my guess. Is like you want to be able to power clean 185
all day.
I want to be able to hit 135 without struggling.
Yeah,
and that's my number.
Bench press 225.
Okay, see, I want to be able to hit 135.
Deadlift 315 for reps.
I want to go 255.
I mean,
these are. But see, okay, so here's something, and this is a point where I think people need to have some goals and say, I want to be able to do this. Like my husband Clay, every year he says, here's the one thing I want to be able to do. I want to be able to bench press my body weight.
Yeah.
I want to be able to back squat my body weight.
Yeah.
I want to be able to deadlift. I think for him, because he's a pretty skinny guy, like 225, 235 is about where his he's like, I want to be able to do these things.
Yep.
I want to be able to run a mile in 6:30 or less. And if he can do those things, that he can run a lot faster than that. But if you have those numbers, it's sort of a good self-check. So like if you come in the gym and you've been kind of flaky, and you're not somebody who's flaky, but for people that struggle with that, if you know like, hey, I want to be able to do that 185 power clean, I want to hit that bench press at 225, and you come in one day and you go to do power cleans and you are on the struggle bus with the weight you want to be able to move efficiently, you go, that's a good self-check. Like, have I really been doing what I want to be doing? And are those the right goals for me?
Yeah.
So, having that list of, hey, I want to be able to do this, and we're going to be coming up with a list.
Yeah, and that's why I say I want to stay on the strength training.
Yes.
I'm not going crazy.
No.
I'm staying consistent.
But this is where you want what you want to be able to do.
Because now I want to go faster. I want to run a mile in 5:50. We're working on, we want to do some ultras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I need to get faster. We're going to do a high rocks, so those are where our things are shifting a little bit. The strength comes down a little bit from the CrossFit world.
It doesn't need to be those aren't required, because there's a barrier to entry to competitive CrossFit.
Yeah, of course.
And you have to be able to hit certain benchmarks to be able to play the game. And so if you're not playing that game, some of that time that you were spending really trying to get heavy or really working on some of those gymnastics are going to be spent on other things.
Yep. Okay, cool. You had something.
Yeah, one of your favorite guys, Nick Bear.
Nick Bear.
Yeah, he was. I think his supplement company. He started
Bear
VPN supplements,
nutrition. Yeah.
And so on their Instagram page, he's a cool guy. We follow him on social media and stuff. He's technically a hybrid athlete. Came out of the bodybuilding world though, not the CrossFit world. And he said, I saw this morning, it said something about if you have a goal, you need to tell someone. And we preach this all the time. If you have a goal that you keep secret in your head and your heart without telling someone, it is so much easier to just give up on your goals. But when you say it out loud and you put it out there and you have people that can hold you accountable, it makes a huge difference.
This is why this is layered into what we just talked about. There might be people that watch it and you ask me a question, how do I, lift my strength and this and how do you do? And some people are like, oh shit, what did he say? Oh, let me write that down. Okay. It doesn't really matter what I do. My point is,
you have a plan though. Yeah,
but if you have a goal and we told you how we program and we told you we have a trifecta, of how we train, the hybrid, the CrossFit, the high rocks, the strength, the endurance, you need to tell us, hey, what is your goal? What day should I come? What day should I take off? See, these are the things. If you have something in mind and you don't know how to get there, how do I know exactly what you want to do if you don't tell me? Exactly. And if you're not telling me, it's so easy to quit. You just get caught in the mundane. You only come a couple times a week. You only come 3 times a week. Okay, this stuff is on you. Speak up. Speak out. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to push my limits in every way possible. I want to help you push your limits, but I need to know. And it's easy for me to give you a roadmap. Bam. I've already given you a freaking roadmap right here, how to get on track. Okay.
So here's something that we're doing at our gym here at Fortress that I think makes a difference. I want to give a shout out to 3 different people that put their goals on the wall. We have a wall in our inner area over here. And we had people write down their goals for 2024. And there are 3 people that hit those and they put very specific goals. It wasn't a flaky thing like, I want to be a better person or I want to lose weight. It's not that those are bad things, but they're not measurable. Yeah. And they're not timely. They're not really a goal. It's an idea. Evan wrote down, I want to do this, this, and this, Morgan. And he hit all of his goals. They were Spartan related. He comes here and trains and is more of an endurance style athlete and really likes those. Really, Spartan was a hybrid style race. Yeah. But he hit all of his goals this year and more.
What was it called?
Excellent.
It was
the trifecta.
Trifecta.
Yes, but he had the Spartan trifecta. He did the Decafit. He did.
Yeah, did them
I think
all.
it was almost one a month.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something ridiculous.
Something crazy.
He said, "This is my goal."
Yeah.
He wrote it at the very top of our board so that no one could miss it.
Yeah.
And he said it out loud.
Yeah.
And so we were able to help him with that goal. Alice, another one, said she wanted to be able to do a bar muscle up, and she wanted to get her CrossFit Level 1 trainer certificate, and she did both of those things this year, which is awesome. Yep. And then we had one more. Who am I?
Penny.
Oh yeah, Penny. Penny. She was one that it wasn't just, and we had a lot of people hit goals. These are people that went above and beyond the goals. Alice can do 1,000,000 bar muscle ups now. Like she's doing all kinds of stuff. Had a goal of 50 RX workouts, and she hit 100.
Yeah.
Because, and the thing is, all of these things had a measurable objective. And so as people, it's January, people are starting to set their goals. We're repainting that wall. So if you're a member at Fortress, yes, we would like you to put your goals on there so that we can encourage and help you.
Yeah.
But they've got to be measurable goals.
Yeah.
And you got to tell people.
Yeah. Mine was, to serve people and get them better through health and wellness. So now I'm going to, as we're doing that, mine's going to be more specific. I want a 550 mile and I want to do my first 50K.
Yeah.
Because I have progressions after that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be tough because I've got some
things,
ailments from the military.
You got some toes.
Yeah, CrossFit. But listen, that's my goal and that's what I want to do. So that's what we want to do. We want more specific,
very specific, timely,
measurable goals.
And achievable goals.
Yes.
That's the other thing. If you have a goal that is longer than a year in duration, what you need to do is figure out what is the next step towards that goal, and maybe put a couple of those progressions if it's a multi-year kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What you got?
Oh,
I have one thing.
What?
I've been hearing from a lot of people, and I've done this too, where they have their goals in the book here, especially nutrition-wise, and unfortunately what happens is the day gets away from you. And so it's 6 o'clock and you have 50 ounces of water you need to hit in, or you're missing your produce, the protein is low. Guys, the things that are on or steps, any of those number goals, try to get everything in before like 3 o'clock. Set a time for yourself. I've been trying to get all my steps in before I leave the gym. If that one, then that one's off the clock. Set yourself some time frames.
I can tell you right now, the ones that are behind are not getting up early, and they don't have a plan, and they ain't planned the day before.
It's the planning, really.
Because most of the time, this stuff's already done before I step back in the car to head home from work.
You can't, if you're waiting until 8 o'clock to get this stuff done, is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? The answer is no.
Yeah.
And you're also probably more likely to be making bad decisions.
Yep. All right, listen.
Yeah. What are we going to do? Let's go! No, you're not.
That's some weak ass shit.
That wasn't weak at all. No, because you're going to yell in my ear.
No, listen.
What?
I'm going to say, let's go with both hands. 4 pointers. You ready?
That was a drinking game that I played
You
a
ready?
long time ago.
Ready?
You're going to jump?
2, 1.
Let's go! You ever played? Have you ever played Biz Buzz, or like it's a counting game, but you do like this?